Hey guys, it's Monday, June the 28th, and I'm your host, Moses Rangel. You're watching The Quickie Show, where we scour the web to give you a recap of this week's local news. This week, the San Antonio Express News interviewed our mayor, Julian Castro, to talk about urban dwelling in the San Antonio area. Now, we've seen a lot of the high-rise buildings that have gone up, but all you bikers start looking out for more bike lanes and even a light rail system that VIA plans on putting in. Now, I've even heard that a grocery store might go in, I don't know, possibly H-E-B. Speaking of VIA, they had a meeting this week on the 24th to talk about that light rail system and the different corridors that it'll take from neighboring cities into the downtown area. Visit Smartway SA so that way you can see what routes they're considering. Now, the river has expanded, and there was a huge expansion that happened on the southern region of that Riverwalk. Dale Brunsford of the San Antonio River Authority has opened up her email for suggestions regarding what should happen. You know, should there be businesses, maybe an amphitheater, some more restaurants? I don't know, I would like to see Cheesecake Factory come through in that area. Email those suggestions to her and let's see what happens on the Riverwalk. Did you hear about the emergency landing that occurred this week at the San Antonio International Airport? A Continental flight based out of Houston was halted because there was a loss of cabin pressure. But luckily, 172 passengers were fine, except for a few who fell ill. In other news, the iPhone 4 was recalled. The ExpressUSA.com reports that Steve Jobs tweeted that they're going to have to do something about this and he can't believe that this happened. But they're definitely going to take care of it because it's an Apple product. Also, UTSA was given a huge grant, a $1.6 million grant that is. And that one was to help aid the U.S. Navy in all of its workforce needs. As such, UTSA joins Virginia Tech, the Webb Institute, Florida State University, and others. And in other local news, city officials for both Comal and Guadalupe counties jumped into their rivers this week to celebrate the reopening of tubing season. And in sports, the San Antonio Spurs drafted number 20, James Anderson, a 6'6" guard out of Oklahoma State, who's going to make an immediate impact on our offense. With our 2007 draft, Thiago Splitter, that should give the Spurs some longevity at reaching that number one goal of another championship. And last night, the Alamo Dome hosted another boxing event with 3 local fighters, Gabriel Elizondo, Emmanuel Ledesma, and Raul Martinez. Thank you guys for showing out in the San Antonio fashion. Also, Julio Cesar Chavez won in a 12-round bout against John Duddy. And that concludes this week's edition of The Quickie Show. Remember to email us with your comments, questions, and even story submissions to fans@quickieshow.com. You can even follow me on Twitter at @TheMosesRangel or on Facebook at Facebook.com/Moses Rangel. Well, that's a wrap, or a burrito, whatever you prefer. Until next time. And even a trend. If you've got a suggestion, email her to this email right here. One they go. All right. An emergency landing happened this week at the San Antonio International Airport. A Continental flight from Houston lost air pressure, and 172 passengers were okay. Thank goodness for 172 passengers were okay. Some were treated for some breathing. To celebrate the commemoration of the new opening of these rivers, some officials jumped into the river and said, "We're open!" Thanks to some of our emergency workers who helped take care of a couple of those ill-filled demons. That's right, a Continental, $1.6 million attached to it. 100, that they're going to have to recall the new fourth generation phone. The ExpressUSA.com reports that Steve Jobs tweeted on his Twitter the San Antonio International Airport, a flight coming out of Did you hear about the emergency flight that was halted here at the San Antonio? Did you hear about the emergency flight that was Did you hear about the emergency? All right, here we go. Come on, Moses, you got it. Great tubing this summer. With 13 weeks of I was there. Jumped into the river to just showcase that the river's Okay. Of the tubing that's going to be happening on the Comal and the Guadalupe rivers. Thank goodness, because I'm excited. Now a few. Stop. Due to a ton of rain that just fell on Earth. Remember, this is the Quickie Show. Remember.
This is the Quicky Show. Remember, this is the Quicky Show.
And that concludes this edition.
I can see it now. It's doing good.
Oh man, all right.